Hi, everybody. I'm Kyle Ellicott. Got a exciting recording today. Doing a little chit and chat, if you will, talking about our favorite subject, blockchain and DLT or distributed ledger technologies. And specifically, we're going to decentralized applications or dApps. And I'm joined by an outstanding friend and a leader in both the dApps and DLT industries who's also focused on a very, very exciting layer one blockchain that we're going to be talking about. But before we get to that, Trevor, welcome. A little intro and a little background for everybody on yourself.
Thanks so much, Kyle. Super excited to be here. My name is Trevor Owens. I'm the managing partner at Stacks Accelerator, where we invest in outstanding startup teams building on Bitcoin through Stacks blockchain. My background is as an entrepreneur. For a long time, I started a company that was one of the leading training programs, or actually was the leading training program in the lean startup space, worked with Eric Ries, and that led me into launching multiple SaaS products, exited a company, and have been investing and advising companies all over the world. I'm currently based in Seoul, South Korea. I've lived in China, in Silicon Valley, and in New York. And I was an early advisor to the founders of Stacks, and I'm just so surreal to see how far they've come from their humble beginnings to create what I believe is one of the biggest opportunities in the whole industry. So I'm excited to be here.
I love it. Excited to have you as well. And talk to us a little bit about Stacks. Formerly, for those who may not be aware, it was called Block Stacks and then was rebranded to Stacks with the launch of Stacks 2.0 at the beginning of 2021. So Trevor, tell us a little bit about Stacks. What is it? Why is it an important layer one blockchain here in the industry?
Yeah, so Stacks was founded by Muneeb Ali and Ryan Shea. And Muneeb did his PhD in decentralized systems at Princeton University. They have 6 different decentralized systems PhDs who have been in this industry since like the really early days. Like 2013 was when they really started working on this. And they have done something incredible, which is identified a green space opportunity or blue ocean opportunity to develop apps on top of Bitcoin in a way that is scalable, in a way that is decentralized, and in a way that I think offers entrepreneurs not only access to the $1 trillion in capital of Bitcoin to use in their apps and to program into their apps, but also gives them a unique security advantage that comes from the decentralization of Bitcoin and using it as a settlement layer. And so Stacks is really all about building dApps on top of Bitcoin in a way that you use the Stacks blockchain, which is tied to Bitcoin through proof of transfer. Bitcoin records the history of the Stacks blockchain as a settlement layer, making it as difficult to reorganize the Stacks blockchain as it is to reorganize Bitcoin. And what you end up with is the ability to create entirely new apps related to Bitcoin that wasn't possible before, which relates to DeFi, NFTs, Web 3.0. And it just launched in January, and we have funded the first 25 companies building on it. We've got some incredible founders, and I'm really honored to be able to do what I do every day and wake up in the morning.
This is awesome. And for those listening, for reference, 2013 is an important year around decentralized applications and DLT. That was also when we received the general framework for decentralized application and a theory that went with it that was created by David Johnson along with a consortium of others as well, laying the foundation for decentralized applications and what Muneeb, Ryan, and the team at BlockStacks, now Stacks, along with Trevor, would help bring us here today as well. So super exciting to see this enthusiasm and love for decentralized applications as I have and get to share with you as well, Trevor. And let's talk about NFTs. You brought up non-fungible tokens. Talk to us about how that applies to Stacks and why that's actually a pretty exciting opportunity when it comes to building applications or in general on the Stacks blockchain.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to, of course, where you sit on the spectrum in terms of how confident you are in a system like proof of stake and what the longevity of that system is going to be. And there's a lot of concerns in the industry about proof of stake in terms of it's really easy to create alternate histories, and people don't really lose anything if there's 2 forks of the chain going at the same time. But when it comes to Bitcoin, we know it's going to be here pretty much as long as possible, right? Like 100 years from now, Bitcoin's still going to be there. It changes very slow. It's so reliable. There's no owner or leader behind Bitcoin. Nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is. He's probably passed away or long gone. It's a leaderless, decentralized blockchain. And that's what gives countries and governments the confidence, like El Salvador, in adopting Bitcoin, right? And so when you think about NFTs and what's the potential behind NFTs, we've invested in a company called BlockTech that is actually working with the Pakistani government to make degrees in Pakistan with some of the most major universities all across Pakistan to make all the degrees into NFTs and on top of the Stacks and Bitcoin blockchains. And so, the level of adoption that you can get from being on top of Bitcoin, I think, is an easier sell to a lot of these institutions and governments and some of these industries, whether it's academic industry, or BlockTech is also actually going next into real estate, and they have a huge deal pilot in the works with a major real estate holder in the UK. And so if you think about where some of these NFT opportunities can go, Bitcoin becomes a real natural choice, because it's a lot easier to explain to, especially a lot of governments, institutions where they're not the youngest people in the room, who are willing to take a risk on a blockchain they haven't heard of. They've heard of Bitcoin and they understand it's decentralized. It's not owned by any individual. And so that's a huge opportunity. Just for the Bitcoin community of itself, I mean, we've seen how much money is being spent by the Ethereum community on NFTs, and the Bitcoin community of Bitcoin holders is 3 times the size of the capital of Ethereum. And these people would love to have their own, profile pics. They'd love to have their own piece of art that they can spend their Bitcoin on, which they know is also backed by Bitcoin. And so we're expecting that every type of NFT you can see in Ethereum, you're also going to see it on Stacks and on top of Bitcoin. We're even developing a bridge so that people can bring over their assets from Ethereum and they can put on Bitcoin if they would like to, or they can access additional liquidity. People could also take it back over to Ethereum if they wanted. And we have just invested in as well an NFT gaming company, a gaming studio, which is really dope. And when I first saw this game, I was like, I would buy a new PC to play this game. It's so exciting and different and something like you've never seen before. And so the opportunity for play to earn gaming on top of Bitcoin is also going to be a massive opportunity. We've seen Axie Infinity really trailblaze that with a game that, with a small number of users, with less than 1 million users, is doing $1 billion in economic value. And on top of Bitcoin, we're bringing, something that is more of a high production value, almost AAA level game to the Bitcoin blockchain. There's a lot of people who love gaming, I'm sure, in the Bitcoin space. So, the opportunities for NFTs in Bitcoin, just based on the capital alone, is about 3 times the size of Ethereum. Now, depending on how many of those people are, going to make the jump, we don't know, but we know there's a lot of capital there that wants to be put to use, that would love to invest in art, in gaming, and they would love to have their assets, real estate, government assets, and diplomas backed on the Bitcoin blockchain, where they can view it for the rest of time, essentially.
Yeah, and have that added layer of security as well. And you talked about investing in these 25 companies, and between the fund, Stacks, the blockchain, and now this accelerator program that you're running as well. We've got a demo day, I'm sure. We've got a showcase that's up and coming. So give us a little preview of what we can expect outside of NFTs at demo day up and coming here in a few weeks.
Yeah, so September 9th and 10th, we have our demo day. The first day is the DeFi day. We have some very exciting DeFi on top of Bitcoin, also a massive opportunity. Think about all of the Bitcoin just sitting there that people aren't able to earn yield on, but through Stacks, they can now earn yield in a truly trustless way without their Bitcoin really ever leaving their wallet through some of the tech that's being developed. We have companies like Arcadico, who is developing the first stable coin on Stacks, where it actually generates a yield. So you lock up your Stacks tokens and you get their stable coins of equivalent value, or not equivalent value, but let's say slightly less, because it's a collateral that you're holding in their vault. And then you actually earn interest on your collateral while it's being held, which pays off what you owe for that that the stable coins that you're getting. We have Alex, which is building borrow and lending on Bitcoin, so trustless borrowing and lending of Bitcoin. We have several different DEXs which are launching on Stacks, which are going to be a launch pad for all of the different startups and tokens which are going to be created on Stacks, helping them get liquidity from investors all over the world. On the NFT day, which is the 10th, we have both NFTs and Web 3.0. We have a ton of companies who are just completely disrupting traditional models of Web 2.0, and they're adding to it the Web 3.0 layer. So we have a company called Sigle, which is doing decentralized blogging. The cool thing about Sigle is that they're actually able to plug DeFi protocols right into their blogging platform so that writers can earn more money, so that we can actually leverage a really interesting new business model where instead of you paying a writer to subscribe to their private newsletter, you can pay them with your yield of Bitcoin, or you can pay them with the yield that you'd get from different DeFi protocols. And so that offers a way for writers to potentially earn a lot more because the readers are giving up less in order to read from them. Everybody's kind of winning in this situation. We have another company called Seek, which is providing this incredible marketplace for workers throughout Southeast Asia for gig workers. But the key thing is that they're actually plugging DeFi into the back end. So now all of those workers throughout Southeast Asia actually have a crypto bank account. Essentially, they can build their credit score, they can access DeFi and kind of leapfrog the traditional finance market. And we have a ton of other great companies. And if you go to stacks.ac/teams, you can read all of the descriptions. There's a few that come off the top of my head, but we're doing DeFi September 9th. September 10th is going to be NFTs and Web 3.0. And it's going to be super, super fun. I think that people are going to be blown away. I've been blown away on a regular basis throughout running this first program.
This is awesome and very exciting. I'm incredibly encouraged, as I was tweeting out yesterday about how excited I am seeing clarity and what's available on developing with that as a smart contract layer, to then also the decentralized applications or dApps being built on Stacks. So I think the excitement is here and building further as we come to that September 9th and 10th dates. And Trevor, as we come to close here, just a big prediction for the end of the year. 2021 has been a wild, crazy year, more than ever in the blockchain and decentralized application industry. So what are some maybe bold predictions that you have as we head into the last few months of 2021?
I think this was the year, man. I mean, I was skeptical for a long time of cryptocurrency, not in the technology, but in the market adoption. There's always been a lot of hype around it. If you look back 2017, the ICO boom, a lot of speculation. But this year it became real for everybody. A little bit probably towards the end of last year too. With DeFi, with NFTs, what you've seen with the Beeple sale, the whole game has changed. And this was the year that, it's like when Google wrote the program that beat the world champion in Go using AI. This is like the year for cryptocurrency, and the ball is rolling down, the snowball is rolling down the mountain. It's gaining a lot of steam, and it's inevitable at this point. I think being able to get access to the companies that are going to be the first building these advanced Web 3.0 decentralized apps on top of Bitcoin is a massive opportunity for any investor of any size, whether you're an angel investor, whether you're a seed investor. You really want to be at our demo day because these are the first group of companies tackling this blue ocean opportunity. And we've vetted all of these entrepreneurs out of hundreds of applications for our program. And they've been working their butts off to be where they are. And it's a magical time. Like, we're going to look back on this year being like, this is the year we all made it, I think. And so, anyone who's watching this, like, you're in the right place. This is the year where we all make it, guys.
Heck yeah. Love the enthusiasm. And as we close, favorite book recommendation aside from your own, but you can shamelessly plug your own as well.
Of course. So, I'm the author of The Lean Enterprise, How Corporations Can Innovate Like Startups. Really good book on lean startup and corporate innovation. And I would say, the best books for me have been How to Influence and Influence People from Dale Carnegie, a very classic that I read, a decade ago. Then I would go to The Lean Startup with Eric Ries, got to give him a shout out. And also Kai-Fu Lee, his book on AI in China was a fantastic read that really opened my mind to not only the power of AI, but looking at the global perspective of both China and the US. So those would be 4 books that you should definitely check out.
There you go, Trevor. Thank you so much. Everyone listening today, definitely reach out to Trevor on all social media platforms at TO on Twitter, and also found on LinkedIn, and furthermore on other social media platforms. And definitely check out Stacks, again, STACKS.co for Stacks on the blockchain, and then also on the accelerator.ac, accelerator, if you will, /teams to find out more about the accelerator and the teams that are participating, and to register for Demo Day. And if you want an exclusive invite, since this is an exclusive event, reach out to Trevor at TO on Twitter, and he'll be the one to hook you up along with the team as well. Trevor, again, thank you very much. A shout out to everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you at Demo Day on September 9th and 10th. Take care, everybody.